Consistency without honesty is self-abandonment in disguise. Here's what the first 7 days of my challenge has taught me. I've learned that showing up for yourself doesn't always mean pushing harder. Sometimes the pivot is in taking care of yourself. Now, don't get any ideas that I'm quitting, because I'm not. But I am going to review my first week so that you can see how things have gone, so you can see where I'm planning on going for the next week. Hi, I'm Cheryl, and this is Soul Legacy Collective. This is my 30-day challenge to show up every single day for the month of September with one video. This is my weekly recap so that I can share what went right, what went wrong, how I plan to pivot a little bit this week. I think it's super important when you talk about making one honest choice, being really truthful with yourself on what's working and what's not. The biggest challenge I found for myself this week, at least for this month, was that the weekends are going to be a big challenge for me to show up every single day and edit and upload, which I knew, but I've decided to pivot ever so slightly. I'm still going to make videos, but my weekend videos will be super low edit. Not that I'm doing anything fancy with editing right now anyways, but they're going to be like one take, just here's an update kind of situation, because I really value my time with Lori. I really value my time on the weekends when she's not working and we have time to do projects and errands or adventuring, which this month not going to happen, but generally we like to adventure on the weekends, and it's part of the lifestyle we're choosing. That's one of the things that I've decided to do, is to make the weekend videos much simpler than they already are. So you're just going to get a one-take update about what's happening, or maybe a little bit of a vlog. We'll see. I'll do some other content during the week that's a little bit more specific. Yes, I've actually sat down and tried to plan some things out. That's the primary thing that I learned this week. I can still show up for myself and pivot at the same time. So here's my question to you. Where are you hustling because you think it's what you have to do to show up for yourself? What if the pivot is really the best way to show up for yourself? What if the pivot is the truth that you need to make a healthy lifestyle change? Answer in the comments. Let me know. Here's just some basic stuff from the week. One of the things that I learned is that I did not write down any stats from last week, other than just what I have in my brain, which isn't always accurate. I believe I started with 11 subscribers, up to 23, and I believe I had 8 videos when I started. As of this morning when I looked, I have 29 videos, which some of them are shorts, but I'm taking advantage of learning to script and learning to make shorts and all of that. I have 23 subscribers. Welcome. I am really happy to have you here, and I am overjoyed at what's happened in just 7 days. Those are the great things. That's the mile markers, the how you tell that you're doing something right, I guess. The things that I realized were going to have to be upgraded and shifted a little bit. I obviously am going to be working on thumbnails, packaging. As a graphic designer, it should be my favorite thing to do. And it should be just spectacular. And truthfully, it's really the part I hate the most, which surprises me. Packaging is going to be a little bit more focused. The other thing that I really have learned is that even though I'm starting to get more comfortable on the camera, I can't even imagine what the whole 30 days is going to look like. I'm still going to focus more on the camera skills. And now I can't remember what I was going to say, so give me just 1 second. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I guess I kind of hit on everything. So I had to look at my cheat sheet, because I have my cheat sheet. Because planning, it's a thing, I'm trying. The thumbnails, the tracking, obviously. How do you know how you're doing if you're not paying attention? So I'm watching to see what everybody likes and what they don't like, and what's working and what's not. And I'm reflecting on it once a week so that you can see how it's going. The weekend pivot, obviously, is a huge one. And then just the workflow and structure, just how I'm doing things during the day and how I'm accomplishing getting these videos out my video editing is getting way faster. I'm just letting go of the perfectionism. As an artist and a creative, I want to make everything pretty, fancy, all of the things. Perfection doesn't exist. So if I'm striving for perfection, it would literally stop me dead in my tracks. And so I'm not willing to do that anymore either. Done is better than perfect. And that's another thing that I'm really working on with this challenge and with the channel in general and just in life. So those are the general recaps for the week. I will be moving forward with those slight changes. As you can see, I'm working on lighting and everything. I really liked the outside setting. I would prefer always to be outside in natural light. I liked the fairy lights. I liked the picnic table. I didn't like the quality that came from using the low light setting, and I didn't like the road noise and, you know, the random distractions. That's part of being outside. If I was living a perfect life, I would be outside in the sunshine. It would be beautiful. Nobody would be bothering me, and I would sit and talk to you all day. It's not where we're at yet. I'm hoping to have a lot more of that over the winter. Once I get done with this 30-day challenge, then I'll be transitioning to videos that are once a week, potentially some lives. Really would like to move into doing lives at least once a week. Going to be really pushing towards doing other things on the Soul Legacy Collective platform, in particular the new and full moon lives inside the community there. Those are on hold until at least October. I just don't have the bandwidth for them right now. I thought I was going to be ready for them, but I'm not. So those are coming, but I'm putting them on hold for the time being. And I have so much to make, so much to share, so much to talk about. And getting into this routine, having this conversation with the universe and with you and with myself, and really building the routine, building the habit of doing this was foundational to doing that. So let me know in the comments what you guys like, what you guys don't like, any suggestions that you might have, and I'm always going to take those into consideration. If this is resonating with you in any way, please feel free to comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate the time that you took to watch my video. And if you found any value, I would really love it if you would subscribe. Even if you want to take it farther, come and join us over at Soul Legacy Collective. We have a private community, and I am going to start doing more events and content specifically for that community over there. I look forward to seeing you there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great night.